Hey guys, Stephen Bogren here from Pro Physique. Today what I want to talk about is why you should never try to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. So hey guys, hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. It's freaking Wednesday. The week's going by. We're halfway there. If you got one of those jobs you hate, stick in it. Weekend's coming, right? If you're like me, it doesn't matter. Fucking every day, here we are, essentially, right? So let's talk about the thought process today. Because it came up in my mind, and Kelly, you know who you are. She was just feeling a little frustrated. And I think that there's obviously a couple of things that are on that, and we already went over those things, but it really got me to thinking about this specific topic today. Because I think it's something that's prevalent, and honestly, I think it's an underlying expectation that a lot of us have, that fat loss is going to move very quickly. And that can be dangerous. That can be dangerous for a couple of reasons, and I think that it's important that we talk about why we don't want to lose weight. We don't want to lose weight at that insanely fast, quick, unsustainable rate. And so there's reason number one, it's unsustainable, right? So, there might be some people out there who they really do need to lose a lot of weight reasonably quickly, and we're talking about health reasons right here, where they're so overweight that now if we look at general health, it's has to be dealt with, and it needs to be dealt with fairly quickly. So that's one reason why maybe we do need to lose weight quickly. But for the vast majority of us, even those of us who are overweight and are having weight issues, it's not sustainable. So when we talk about metabolic adaptation, right? A lot of people want to say, hey, I want my metabolic adaptation. I want to eat as much food as possible, do the least amount of cardio possible, and be maintaining my weight, which is great. That is a good goal to have, given that we are at a healthy, sustainable weight, right? That is not everybody, right? That's not everyone. Not everybody is at a place where their body fat percentage is at a healthy place, okay? So for those people, we have to, we want to diet. If we're in an unhealthy place, we want to be healthy. We want health to be good, right? So for those of us who need that approach taken, we have to keep in mind the outcomes, and what's going to happen if we are dieting extremely aggressively. So 10 pounds in 10 days, that's insanity. And for most of us, it's water weight, right? We're depleting glycogen reserves. We're depleting a lot of energy reserves that are stored with water. And so a lot of that's just simply water weight, right? A lot of people who have gone on a ketogenic diet, you find weight drops down real quick at first, and then it's just this right? It gets a lot harder after that. And that's because that water weight, that initial water weight drop, it's done, right? Now it is we have to be in a calorie deficit. Now it is we have to be adherent to our, macronutrient goals, right? So that's part of it. But say we are losing weight at a very, very fast rate. Say we're losing 4, 5, 6, excess of 6 pounds per week. Well, now we're in a dangerous place, and let me tell you why. Right? Because we're now not just losing fat mass. For anyone who is a physique athlete, you understand that preserving musculature, preserving muscle mass during a dieting phase is extremely important. Because it's not just about being super lean, it's also about having the muscle to fit your class, right? So it's really important that we're not losing all of our muscle during this dieting phase, right? And one of the best ways that we can do that is to make sure that weight is going slow and steady, right? Maybe 1.5% of your body weight per week, which means if we are more overweight, we can lose weight faster and still be okay. But if we are smaller, it probably needs to be at a slower rate if we really want to preserve that muscle mass, right? That musculature, that stuff that we worked years and years and years to build, but can lose pretty quickly, okay? Now, for those of us who are overweight, it's even more important also for us because muscle is what we like to call metabolically active. active tissue. Big words coming at you. Wow. So what does that mean? That means that if I have more muscle, it costs calories to simply maintain that, even if I'm just laying in bed. If I'm laying in bed all sleepy deepy for 24 hours, resting my head, this sure is nice. Whew. I still burn more calories than somebody with the exact same body weight and less muscle, okay? So for those of us who are trying to lose a significant amount of body fat and weight to get back to a healthy place, this is important because when we're done dieting, it gets really easy to put weight back on. The more muscle we have, the better of a position we are in to maintain weight in the long term, right? So not just the short term of I've lost the weight, I'm going to put it, and then I put it back on and later on, but I lost the weight and I motherfucking kept it off, right? Because that's the big thing. We go through all this work, all this hardship, all this toil to lose weight, to only put it back on and put ourselves in a worse spot because we have less muscle tissue that burns, so we're burning less calories throughout our day, right? We want to put you in the position to where we're not only going to get the weight off, but we're going to keep the weight off. That's how we stay healthy. That's how we stay long term. Dropping our chances for things like cardiovascular disease, and other kinds of like diabetes and those kind of things. That's how we stay away from those disease states, right? Because it's not about, hey, you should feel good about yourself no matter what. You should have self-confidence no matter what. But at the end of the day, there are disease states that are associated with high levels of obesity, right? It doesn't make you a worse person. It doesn't make you unworthy. It doesn't do any of those other things that, social stigmas include, but it does put you at risk for diseases, right? It's like if I'm going to go out and do dirty things with dirty people, I'm at higher risk for diseases. It's just one of those things. So if health is our main focus, first and foremost, young boys, young girls, please be safe. But secondly, we want to stay in a place where we know that the body is going to respond well and we're going to be healthy. So if we're losing a lot of weight very, very quickly, we are also losing muscle. That is why we don't want to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. That is why we don't want to crash diet, because if and when we put that weight back on, we're actually in a worse place than when we started, right? The other thing is we have to be very, very careful about how we come out of that dieting phase. We all know how easy it is if we just go back to our regular eating habits to put that weight back on, right? It's super easy. That's because the metabolism adapts. We are made to survive. We are a living organism that wants to reproduce and survive and continue in this world, okay? So when we have calories going down and down and down and down, well, guess what? Your metabolism, it becomes more efficient. It's like the Industrial Revolution in this bitch, right? We do a lot more with a lot less, okay? Or we are able to do the same amount with less, right? We become more efficient. So maybe what took you 100 calories to perform, now it takes you 70 calories or 80 calories, whatever the mundane number might be. So we have to slowly and surely adjust calories up and cardio down to make sure that we are in fact maintaining weight, right? That way we're minimizing any kind of body fat regain that we have during the phase where we're getting calories back to normal and we can now maintain living a normal life. So that is why you shouldn't lose 10 pounds in 10 days. I'm out.